time is it then? Please tell these guys.
It's Tony time, bitches!
Welcome to Tony's MMA Corner, the only MMA channel willing to take Luke Rockhold's Ralph Lauren spot. Violence. Sorry, Luke. I am your host, Tony Sepulveda! And today, we have plenty to go over. But, before we get into all that, I would like to remind everybody to make sure they subscribe to my email list. Why should you do that? So that you'll have me in your DMs. Also, who knows if YouTube will cancel your boy? It's a different world nowadays, and who knows who I will offend. And you never know when I have to move to YouTube's based cousin, Rumble. So you want to stay up to date through my email list and get a lot of extra content. BKFC made a big splash this weekend as it had a couple of awesome bouts. The most competitive and entertaining bout being the Chad Mendes and Eddie Alvarez fight. It went bell to bell and turned each other's faces into hamburger meat as their father, Conor McGregor, coached them and was super proud of all their efforts. In the main event, Mike Perry surprisingly rearranged Luke Rockhold's face. I had to admit, I thought Luke Rockhold, because of his size, was going to be able to pick Mike Perry apart. However, Mike Perry wasn't having it, and it turns out that Luke Rockhold is way too much of a pretty boy for this grimy sport. However, the real main event was Mike Perry calling out Conor McGregor, and Conor McGregor obliging them having a face-off and creating the viral moment of the weekend, giving Dana White myocarditis. Fans of Mike Perry, like myself, are very happy that finally a black man is the face of bare-knuckle fighting. What's next for him? Certainly he would love Conor, but I don't think that's possible. At least not yet. But it looks like his former best friend, Darren Till, is looking to put his name in the mix. And they have a backstory. And you know what? I'm down, because I'm just a fan of violence. Just like our other African brother, Mike Perry, Francis Ngannou has had a very eventful few days. So apparently the rumors are that BKFC have offered $40 million to Tyson Fury so that he would face Francis Ngannou in the BKFC ring. Apparently, Francis wants half of that bag. This journalist, highly reputable journalist, is thinking Francis may be overestimating his value if he thinks he is an equal draw to Tyson Fury. One Championship has also withdrawn their offer to Francis Ngannou, stating non-financial disagreements. Who knows what that is? It looks like Francis Ngannou is being a bit of a diva, and the longer he waits, the smaller his compensation will be. Ariel Helwani gets the scoop, and he's saying that Francis Ngannou is very close to a deal with an MMA organization. And when talking about the PFL, Francis Ngannou got very excited. So even though he didn't say it, it looks like the PFL is going to be his next destination. Is that the best move for Francis? Only time will tell. From the outside, it looks like he's going to the B League. A better move would have probably been to go to One Championship, because they really do compete with the UFC internationally. Speaking of fighters that may have overvalued themselves, Triple C Henry Cejudo makes his return this weekend and goes up against the bantamweight GOAT, Aljamain Sterling. Now this matchup is an interesting matchup, as my first instincts tell me that Henry Cejudo would absolutely dominate Aljamain Sterling, even though he's the bantamweight GOAT. But Cejudo has not been fighting for quite some time, and he's getting a little bit older. And if you look at the stats of fighters his age in title fights, it doesn't bode well for him. And Aljamain Sterling continues to prove me wrong. This is definitely going to be an interesting matchup. One question though, this doesn't move the needle. This is the main event. Obviously, I'm gonna watch it because I'm a fan of violence, but does the casual want to watch it? Literally, if you're a casual and you're willing to admit it, drop a comment and let me know, is this something you're actually gonna watch? Because I just don't see a big buzz around this fight. So Francis Ngannou, take notes. If you're gonna take on the UFC, or you have a significant enough buzz around you, because we're looking at two fighters in Francis and Henry Cejudo who are a little bit older and don't have the fan base to call their shots just yet. Now, as far as the fight goes, let's go by stats. Wrestling, clearly, that's in Henry Cejudo's favor. Jiu-Jitsu, come on. Aljamain Sterling's the bantamweight GOAT for a reason. Striking, I'll give the slight edge to Henry Cejudo because he's been actually able to finish guys with his striking. Aljamain has an awkward style, but so does Henry Cejudo. I mean, he's a karate wrestler. When it comes to cringe, Henry Cejudo breaks the cringe-o-meter, although Aljamain Sterling is right there with him. But with all that being said, who do I pick this weekend to take the W? I think Henry Cejudo gets that victory, and I think he might take one more fight to defend that belt and then challenge Volkanovski, who is definitely in need of a contender at 145 before he completely moves to 155. This weekend, I have Henry Cejudo over Aljamain Sterling to finally end his reign of terror over the bantamweights. Well, guys, that's it for me. And remember, leave plenty of comments in the comment section. I want to defeat the YouTube overlords and their algorithm of death. I'll see you guys next time on Tony's MMA Corner.